Welcome to Truth Report, where we peel back the layers of spin and corporate PR to reveal the raw reality of power. Tonight, we expose the convenient narratives designed to lull you into complacency, from public health assurances to the privatization of space.
Indeed, Alex. We're looking beyond the headlines presented by outlets like the South China Morning Post and Electrek. We'll show you how official statements, corporate launches, and even seemingly benign technological advancements often serve a hidden agenda, obscuring critical truths that impact us all.
Let's start with a chilling echo of past health crises. Chinese health authorities are downplaying a new hantavirus outbreak, claiming no need to worry and no human infections from the specific Andean strain in China. This is according to the SCMP, citing the Chinese CDC. But are we truly expected to accept these assurances without independent verification?
This narrative from the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention feels eerily familiar, doesn't it? Just saying there are no natural hosts for this variant in China sidesteps the issue of global travel and potential for novel vectors. The mainstream media often takes these official lines at face value, but history teaches us to be skeptical of such swift, dismissive statements from centralized authorities.
Precisely, Maya. When an authority figure tells you, don't worry, especially after a global pandemic that originated under similar circumstances of initial denial, alarms should be ringing. Who benefits from this immediate dismissal of public concern? The regime, which prioritizes stability and control over transparent, open scientific investigation. The global public loses out on crucial early information.
And remember, hantavirus, while generally not human-to-human transmissible in most strains, can be fatal. The Andes strain, in particular, is known for human-to-human transmission. The official statement from the Chinese CDC, as reported, conveniently omits this critical distinction, focusing solely on natural hosts. This selective framing minimizes potential risks and stifles legitimate public health discourse.
The true cost of this opaqueness isn't just a potential health crisis, but the further erosion of global trust in China's public health reporting. After SARS and the early days of COVID-19, the world desperately needs full transparency. Yet, we see the same playbook: control the narrative, suppress information, and prioritize state image over global health security. It's a dangerous game.
Moving from public health narratives to manufactured media, let's examine V+Short, a new premium microdrama platform launched by MNC Digital Entertainment. The South China Morning Post reported on its debut in an article with a telling disclaimer: the content of this article has been produced by our advertising partner. This isn't news, Alex, it's an advertorial masquerading as reporting.
This advertising partner label, often buried or easily overlooked, is an insidious form of media corruption. V+Short isn't just harmless entertainment, it's a direct attempt to capitalize on a fast-evolving, mobile-first audience, with immersive, bite-sized content. Who benefits? MNC Digital, their shareholders, and advertisers. Who loses? Critical thinking and an informed public.
This trend of native advertising blurs the line between journalism and marketing, deliberately deceiving readers. These microdramas are designed for maximum engagement, leveraging psychological triggers for addiction and data harvesting. Every tap, every scroll, every second watched provides valuable behavioral data to corporations, shaping future content and advertising to further manipulate consumer habits.
And consider the broader pattern of power here. Media consolidation means fewer independent voices and more platforms controlled by massive conglomerates like MNC Digital, which has significant influence across Southeast Asia. They push content designed to be addictive and undemanding, diverting attention from real issues while extracting data and profits. This isn't just entertainment, it's a tool of soft power and commercial surveillance.
When news outlets present corporate launches as editorial content, they betray their foundational purpose. They become platforms for propaganda, not public service. The bold new vision for mobile storytelling is a vision for profit, dressed up as innovation. It's another example of how corporate interests infiltrate our information ecosystem, subtly influencing what we consume and how we think.
From information control to structural negligence, our next story uncovers systemic failures in Hong Kong. The Tai Po fire inquiry, reported by the SCMP, slammed building authorities for a mechanical mindset, with a former inspection director admitting his team blindly followed outdated guidelines, skipping crucial on-site audits. This isn't just an oversight, it's a dereliction of duty that cost lives.
A mechanical mindset is a convenient scapegoat for systemic regulatory failure, Alex. Rudolph Lau Fuquoc, head of the Housing Bureau's independent checking unit at the time, conceded they didn't conduct on-site audits of renovation works. This wasn't a one-off mistake, it was a policy of negligence that led to Hong Kong's deadliest fire in decades at Wang Fuk Court.
Who benefits from this mechanical mindset and lack of rigorous oversight? Developers who cut corners, contractors who save money on safety, and corrupt officials who turn a blind eye. Who loses? The residents, whose lives are considered expendable in the pursuit of profit and bureaucratic convenience. This incident exposes a deep-seated culture of impunity within Hong Kong's building sector.
This tragedy highlights the recurring pattern of regulatory capture and insufficient accountability in rapidly developing urban centers. When regulators become complacent or complicit, the consequences are always borne by the most vulnerable. This isn't about individual oversight, it's about a system designed to favor powerful interests over public safety.
The inquiry's findings underscore a critical truth: when rules are blindly followed, without critical thought or genuine commitment to public safety, they become instruments of injustice, not protection. The Tai Po fire is a stark reminder that behind every bureaucratic euphemism like mechanical mindset are real human lives shattered by institutional negligence. We demand genuine accountability, not just hollow apologies.
Now, let's shift our gaze from terrestrial disasters to celestial ambitions. Electrek reports on electric excavators going to the moon, with startups Astroport Space Technologies and Astrolab showcasing their Utopa excavator for lunar construction. The headline brazenly states, "Ignore WW3." This isn't just news, it's a calculated distraction.
Ignore WW3 is a deeply unsettling phrase, a cynical attempt to divert attention from pressing global conflicts and terrestrial inequalities with the shiny allure of space exploration. Who benefits from this narrative? The burgeoning private space industry, defense contractors, and billionaires eager to stake claims off-world. Taxpayers, who often fund the foundational research, are left footing the bill while their immediate concerns are dismissed.
This is the ultimate bread and circuses scenario. While the world grapples with potential global conflicts, climate collapse, and economic instability, we're being sold the dream of lunar construction. Astroport and Astrolab are paving the way for the privatization of space, where resources on the moon or asteroids could be exploited by a select few, further exacerbating wealth disparities.
The true cost of this lunar gold rush isn't just financial. It's the normalization of a narrative that suggests humanity's future lies in escaping Earth rather than fixing it. It conveniently allows us to ignore WW3 or any other terrestrial crisis, rather than confronting the powerful interests driving these conflicts and environmental destruction. It's a profound misdirection.
And let's be clear, autonomous construction projects on the moon are not about benefiting humanity broadly. They are about establishing strategic outposts, extracting resources, and potentially militarizing space. The language of paving the way for these ventures disguises the aggressive corporate and nationalistic ambitions behind them, all while urging us to look away from pressing global challenges.
Finally, let's examine Cathay Pacific's announcement, reported by the SCMP, that it will lower fuel surcharges for passenger flights by up to 14%. This comes after a series of increases that began in March. Does this sound like a generous move from a benevolent corporation, or a calculated PR maneuver after fleecing consumers for months?
Exactly, Alex. Cathay Pacific's decision to lower surcharges by a modest amount, from 1,560 Hong Kong dollars to 1,362 Hong Kong dollars for long-haul flights, is presented as a consumer benefit. But let's be clear, they implemented a series of increases just 2 months prior. This is not genuine altruism, it's a strategic adjustment designed to manage public perception while maintaining healthy profit margins after sustained price gouging.
Who benefits? Cathay Pacific shareholders, who enjoyed inflated profits from those series of increases. Who loses? The everyday passenger, who, despite the slight reduction, is still paying significantly higher surcharges than they were before the March hikes. This corporate sleight of hand demonstrates how powerful entities manipulate pricing and public announcements to maximize gain and minimize scrutiny.
This pattern is endemic in industries with limited competition. Airlines, often operating with implicit cartel-like behaviors, raise prices in unison and then offer minor reductions, presenting them as a win for consumers. The mainstream media often reports these announcements uncritically, failing to provide the historical context of prior increases or questioning the true impact on consumers' wallets.
It's a prime example of corporate power dictating terms to the public. They set the prices, they raise them when they see fit, and they offer minor concessions when it serves their PR strategy. The illusion of choice and benefit masks the reality of a market rigged against the average consumer. We must always ask, what was the price before the increases, and what are we really paying now?
From veiled health warnings and disguised advertising to systemic negligence, planetary distractions, and corporate pricing manipulations, the pattern is clear. A concentrated elite wields power through information control, economic leverage, and regulatory capture, often at the expense of public safety, genuine democratic discourse, and fair economic practices.
The mainstream media, by either uncritically reporting official narratives or blurring the lines between news and advertising, often becomes an unwitting accomplice in this power game. We at Truth Report believe that an informed public is the first line of defense against these forces.
So, what can you do? Question everything. Demand transparency from your governments and corporations. Scrutinize the sources of your information, especially when it comes from outlets with advertising partner disclaimers. Support independent journalism that challenges power, rather than amplifying it.
Engage with your communities, hold your officials accountable, and remember that "don't worry" is often a red flag. Your vigilance is the only true safeguard against those who seek to control our narratives, our resources, and our future. Join us next week for more hard truths. Good night.